Can I tell you something real quick? If you're looking to travel to Morocco from the UK, chances are that you need a tourist visa. You need to get the Moroccan tourist visa, especially if you are not a UK passport holder. Earlier this year, I traveled to Morocco for vacation and I did my visa application myself. It was very simple, very straightforward. In fact, it was so simple that I believe that anybody that wants to apply for an e-visa, a Moroccan e-visa, can do it for themselves if it's something they wanted to do for themselves. Yeah. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how I applied for my Moroccan e-visa. Just before we continue, I think it's important to state that I completed my application process online. I did not need to go to an embassy to submit my application or for biometrics, which is why I said it was a very simple process for me. So first things first, you need to go to the website for the visa application. This is the link to the website. I'm also going to put the URL to the link in the description box below, just in case you want to tap on it or click on it and follow along as I walk you through the process. When you go on the website, first thing you may notice is that the website is in French. If you do not want to complete your application in French, all you need to do is locate this green button and tap on this black drop down arrow and change to English or Arabic depending on the language you're more conversant with by tapping on the options. So I'm choosing English because I'm more conversant with English. Now the second step would be to check if you actually need the visa, because not everyone needs the visa. So if you're a UK passport holder or if you hold passports of certain countries, you may not need the visa and there'll be no need to stress yourself about the whole process. Just go and continue making your travel plans. Yeah. So next thing you need to do is check if you need the visa. When I completed my application, what I noticed was that this page was not responsive, and that was because there was a cookies. I needed to accept cookies and continue. So if you are trying to complete your application and you notice that this is not responsive, just check if there's anything prompting you to accept cookies. Mine was at the bottom of my screen, so I want to believe it's going to be the same for everybody. After answering the questions asked, of course I needed a visa, so it gave me the prompt to apply for an e-visa. The next page that opens after you have clicked on apply for visa is this page where you are prompted to put your email address. I would advise that you put an email address that you actively check. That's because every correspondence regarding your e-visa application is going to be sent to your email. Nobody is going to send you any hard copy letter. You have to check your email box regularly for updates regarding your your visa application. After you have put in your email address and confirmed the email address, you need to verify the email address. So a link is going to be sent to your email, the one you put. I found mine in the spam folder. In case you do not find yours in the main inbox folder, just check the spam folder. And as far as you've put in your email address correctly, you're going to find a link you're going to find a link in your email box. One thing you may notice is that on this page is that you can see a tracker. You can see the stage of your application and every stage you have completed. So as soon as you complete this check your email stage of the application, the next page you're going to find is the eligibility page where you need to check your eligibility for the visa. Now, because I've completed my application process and I am not applying for a visa at this time, I'm just going to talk you through the remaining processes or the remaining steps. And I promise you're not missing out on anything by not seeing my screen actively, because it's a very straightforward process, as I've said a couple of times now. Now, after verifying your email, in the Verifying your email means clicking on a link in the email box, in the email sent to you. That's what verifying it means, yeah. And then from there you can continue your application. When you continue your application, the next page that's going to open up is the eligibility page. So on this page, it's just going to check if you're eligible for the visa, so you don't waste anybody's time. I applied for a tourist visa, which is what this whole application thing, this whole video is about. And for you to be eligible for a tourist visa, you need to have a resident permit and a passport that is valid for more than 180 days and 90 days respectively. So if your passport is about to expire, or you cannot apply for this visa, sorry. If your BRP has less than, if you're on a visa that has less than 180 days to expire, you cannot apply for it. So just to be sure about that. After you've checked, after you've gone through the eligibility and answered whatever questions that are asked there, next thing you need to confirm are your travel conditions. Upon completing your eligibility check, next part of the application would involve making sure you meet the travel conditions, and the travel conditions are outlined here. If you have any questions regarding these travel conditions, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. You need to meet all these travel conditions before you can proceed with your application, and you need to confirm that you meet all of them. You need to tick all the boxes beside. If you do not tick all the boxes, you wouldn't be able to tap on next and continue with your application. After confirming that you meet the travel conditions, next step you'd need to follow through on is to fill your personal information. When filling your first name, you need to put both your first name and your middle name, especially if your travel documents have your middle name. There's no other box provided where you can fill your middle name, so you need to fill it there. When you're done with your personal information and you've read through and you're very sure that everything you provided is accurate, click on next. At this stage, you'll be asked to provide more information. So I was asked for country of residence permits, expiry date of my residence permit, and my travel date. Back to this page, you see that we're done with steps 1 to 5, and the next thing to do is to attach documents. Documents required are your photo, BRP, and passport. For your photo, they need to meet, or it needs to meet a certain standard, which you find when making your application. But this is the link, this is the page that outlines the standards required. Your photo shouldn't be more than 6 months old, it shouldn't be more than 40 millimeters in width and all that. You can always go and read this up when you're submitting your application. You don't need to go to a studio or anything. My colleague took a picture of me, so if you have someone that can also do the same, that would be very great. The document shouldn't be more than 1 MB. If it's more than 1 MB, you can reduce the file size by using, I think, Panda. I can't remember. Panda. I'm going to share a URL to the website or to the tools I use. They are free of charge, so you don't need to worry about any extra costs for using them. So the last but one step is to validate your e-visa application. So validating it means that you are sure that every information or all the information you have provided is accurate. Please don't rush through this. Take your time to read through everything 2 times, 3 times if possible. You do not want your visa to be delayed or probably even denied because of something avoidable, yeah? So just read through everything, be sure that all the information you provided is correct. Then you validate your application by clicking on the confirm your request button. Once you're done with that, a new page opens up where next thing you need to do is pay, yeah? So you're given 2 options. Either you pay for a standard application or you pay for express application. The difference in both is just how long it takes. So standard takes 3 business days, express takes 1 business day. I did not need the visa the very next day. I had some time before I was to travel, so I went for the standard application. And to be honest, sometimes you could even get your confirmation or your decision in less than 3 business days. So I would advise you go for standard if you're not in a haste, but you could also go for express if you want. The choice is yours. At the time I applied, the application fee was £62.19 because I paid in pounds because I was applying from the UK. Yeah, I don't know what the current exchange rate is now if you're applying from the UK, but I would like to think it's still going to be within the range of 62 to 65 pounds. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was all. There's nothing complicated. It's a very, this is the whole application process is something you can complete in 20 minutes. If you have your photo ready, if you have a picture of your BRP saved already on your phone or your device, if you have your passport, it's I don't know how else to say this, but it's a very simple process. But if you have any questions, let me know. Just drop them in the comment section below. I also wrote a whole blog post about this, and I'm going to add the link to the blog post in the description in case you prefer to read, or in case reading through the whole application process is going to be easier for you. And last thing, guys, if you found this video useful, please subscribe and share and like. Thank you.